Bienvenidos a la segunda clase de este curso de inglés avanzado completamente gratis. I upload a new video every Monday and Thursday, so make sure you subscribe to my channel to receive notifications. And of course, you can join the Facebook group to download all of my resources, including the presentation for today's class. Today, we're going to be talking about two things. The first thing is the future seen from the past. And the second thing is going to remain a mystery. I will tell you later what we're going to talk about. Let's begin. So here you can see, we're going to see two things today. One is the future seen from the past, and the other, I'm not going to tell you yet. Okay? So first of all, the future seen from the past. So remember, there are three common future forms, right? Let's see if you can remember. What are they? We have the present progressive, we have will or won't, and we have be going to. These are probably the three most common ways to talk in the future in English, okay? Can you remember the uses of each one of the three? So here are some examples. I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will see her again. And I'm leaving in 2 hours. So we have three examples there of future. Okay, so remember, be going to, like the first one here. I'm going to start my diet tomorrow, normally for intentions or plans. I'm not sure if I will see her again for something that's not sure, a prediction, a reaction. I will, I won't. And then for a very strong plan, you would say present progressive. I am leaving in 2 hours. Okay, you're very sure about your plan. Also, do you remember reported speech? So remember, in reported speech, we have to back shift the verbs. We have to bring the verbs back. So for example, I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will see her again. I'm leaving in 2 hours. In reported speech would be, he said he was going to start his diet tomorrow. He said he was not sure if he would see her again. And he said he was leaving in 2 hours, right? So look at these examples. Remember, in reported speech, we have to move the verbs back, right? I'm going to becomes he was going to. I'm not, he was not. I'm leaving, he was leaving. Okay, so we're changing in reported speech. The verbs are going back. The reason I'm asking you about reported speech is because in reported speech, somebody can say something in the future, okay? So say, for example, yesterday, I was talking to my mother, and my mother said, yesterday, I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. Okay, so she was talking about the future in the past, right? So it's the past for me now, and she was talking about the future. So I would say, my mother said she was going, que iba a empezar, she was going to start her diet tomorrow, okay? So this is why I'm talking to you about reported speech again, because we're looking at future things in the past, okay? So, look at that timeline. Look at that timeline, okay? You can see me thinking about the future. So the black X is me thinking in the past. And in the past, I am thinking about the future, okay? Right now, I am in the present, okay? Obviously. But I am thinking about yesterday morning when I was thinking about yesterday night, okay, for example. So we do the same of back shifting the verb, like in the example of she said she was going to start a diet. We do the same for things that we thought or we knew, okay? So not only things that we said, but also things that we thought or we knew. Here's an example. Look at this sentence. I knew John would like Sarah. Okay? So in the past, I was thinking, and my thinking was, I know John will like Sarah. I know John will like Sarah. But now, if I look back at my thinking, my thought process, okay, I would say, I knew John would like Sarah. Okay? So again, know becomes knew and will becomes would. Okay, they're going back like in reported speech. But this is like reported thought. Okay? I thought you were going to like it. Okay? Again, in the past, my thought was, he's going to like it. He is going to like it. He is going to like it. I thought you were going to like it. Okay? So I'm reporting my thought. So there are lots and lots and lots of different ways to do this, okay? Lots of different verbs that we use for this instead of just thought or knew. Here's a bunch, right? I knew, or I was sure, I thought, I figured, I sensed, I realized, I suspected, I had an inkling, like a suspicion, I had a feeling, okay? Or, on the negative side, I didn't know, I wasn't sure, I didn't think, I didn't figure, I didn't sense, I didn't realize, I didn't suspect, I didn't have a clue, and I had no idea, okay? And then I would use the other person I'm talking about. So these are the three future tenses again, right? Was or were going to plus a verb, would plus a verb, and was or were plus the verb ing. Or in the negative form, right? Okay? Wasn't, wouldn't, wasn't. So let's try making some sentences. You knew I wasn't going to leave, okay? You, let's look at this. You knew I wasn't going to leave, okay? I had a feeling you would call, right? I had a feeling you would call. That's quite common in English. Tenía un sentimiento, presentía. I had a feeling you would call. Que llamarías. We didn't know you weren't coming. Okay, we didn't know you weren't coming. And I didn't think you would finish everything. So here we have different combinations of negative and affirmative verbs and future, okay? But all of them are possible. Here's some more. I didn't know if you were going to leave. He wasn't sure if you would like it. They had no idea if you were coming. So in these three examples, because it's a yes-no question, we use if, right? It's a little bit different. So let's look at that example at the bottom of the page again. I didn't think you would finish everything. So my thinking in that moment would be, he won't finish everything. He won't finish everything. He won't finish everything. I didn't think you would finish everything. Okay? So you have reported speech, okay? And now we've just looked at reported thought. Like I thought, I knew, I didn't know, I had a clue, I didn't have a clue. So basically, apart from that reporting speech and reporting thought, there are one or two other example sentences where you don't use said or thought, but you do use future seen from the past, okay? Something you were going to do. This is interesting because in Spanish you have two different ways of saying this. So, I was doing lo que hacía o lo que estaba haciendo. Es muy diferente a lo que ibas a hacer, right? What you were going to do. But in English, both meanings are actually written in the same way. I was going to the park, estaba yendo al parque, or I was going to call you, te iba a marcar. In English, they're actually written in the same way. Okay, so yeah, iba a in English is this, and it's was going, were going. Okay, I was going to call you, but I forgot. Te iba a marcar, pero se me olvidó. Entonces estamos hablando de lo que iba a hacer en el futuro desde el pasado, visto desde el pasado, ¿no? Ayer, ¿qué iba a hacer? What was I going to do yesterday? In the past, I thought, o sea, ayer pensaba, voy a marcarle, I'm going to call her. Ah, ayer te iba a marcar, I was going to call you. We can also use it for something I was doing very soon, okay? For example, I lost my passport the day before we were leaving on a trip. Perdí mi pasaporte el día antes de que íbamos en un viaje, right? So íbamos again. Tomorrow we are leaving on a trip, right? That was my plan. And something I would do in the near future, okay? Something I was unsure about or a reaction, okay? So we decided I would clean if she cooked, okay? So looking back in the past, we're having a conversation yesterday. Bueno, yo lavaré los trastes si tú cocinas. Entonces decidimos que yo lavaría los trastes si ella cocinara, right? So again, that's the future seen from the past. This whole thing is future seen from the past. Lo que ibas a hacer, lo que decidiste que harías, okay? Todo lo que era futuro visto desde el pasado. So basically, if at any time in the past will, going to, or present continuous was used for future, this is how you can now talk about it, right? Your previous intentions, your previous plans, okay? It's pretty useful for telling stories or informing someone about a previous conversation or what your plans or intentions were, okay? Es útil, es igual de útil que iba, ¿no? So, what you were doing, telling somebody a story, or saying, te iba a marcar, pero se me olvidó, lo iba a hacer, pero lo voy a hacer mañana. Like, it's useful in English too, right? I was going to. Okay, here's a little activity for you. Things I said or thought in the past. Okay, so imagine I'm thinking these things yesterday, right? All of these things are from yesterday. I'm not going to finish this homework. Maybe tomorrow I will clean the car, and I am seeing Jane tonight. These are things that I said or thought in the past. So let's consider 3 days later, I'm looking back at these things. How would I say the first sentence? I'm not going to finish this homework. I didn't think. Here's the answer. I was going to finish. No pensé que iba a terminar. I didn't think I was going to finish that homework. I wasn't sure, so maybe tomorrow I will clean the car. I wasn't sure if I would clean the car the next day. Okay, tomorrow, the next day. And I knew, I'm seeing Jane tonight. I knew I was seeing Jane that night. Okay. Okay, here are 3 more. We're going to buy a new car. The forecast predicts it will rain on Saturday. And Janet is performing in a play tomorrow. So these are things which are not thoughts. They are plans or reactions or intentions. Okay. Right, the first one, we are going to buy a new car. But then our money ran out. Okay, so I want you to use that first part of the sentence, we're going to buy a new car, but looking at it as the future from the past, to finish the sentence with, but then our money ran out. So we're going to say something like, íbamos a comprar un carro nuevo, but then our money ran out, right? We were going to buy a new car, but then our money ran out. The forecast predicts it will rain on Saturday. And it did all day. So it's going to be something like the forecast predicted what? The forecast predicted it would rain on Saturday, and it did all day. Janet is performing in a play tomorrow, so I couldn't see my friends. Okay, so we're talking about it later, right? Is performing. Janet was performing in a play that night, so I couldn't see my friends. Okay? Okay, so we're going to leave that topic there because it's pretty impossible to find good activities on the internet about seeing the future from the past. But just remember, this is when you're thinking about translations of lo que ibas a hacer, lo que harías, lo que decidiste que harías, no? Let's move on to the mystery topic, okay? Mystery topic. Here's a little paragraph for you. The United Kingdom is an English-speaking country, and the people are well known for drinking tea and being conservative. No. London is a densely populated city, and to drive across it from one side to the other could be a 2-hour journey. What are the words that are in bold? English-speaking, well-known, densely populated, and 2-hour. They are examples of compound adjectives. Yes, that is what we are studying right now. Compound adjectives. So, compound adjectives are things which you are likely to see a lot in English. There are lots and lots and lots of examples that have to do with time. For example, it's a part-time job, a 15-minute walk, a 30-second video, a 6-day camping trip, a 60-hour course. There's also lots and lots and lots of compound adjectives which are a combination of an adjective or an adverb and a past participle, like the example well-known, bien conocido, right? Well-known. Old-fashioned, densely populated, well-respected, and absent-minded. Okay, so these are lots of examples of compound adjectives. There's also this formula too. You can find lots of examples where it's adjective or an adverb or a noun plus the verb in ing. Like, for example, my English speaking. No. This is a never-ending exam, a record-breaking year, far-reaching consequences, time-saving activity, slow-moving traffic. Okay. And then we have some other ones which are pretty common, like, for example, ice-cold beer, world-famous, last-minute, full length, and fat-free, right? Lots and lots of examples and lots of combinations. And actually people, when they're being creative and they're writing, sometimes they even make combinations with a hyphen which aren't technically correct, but it's creativity. One thing that's important to mention, especially with the adjectives that have time, is here. You can see, you might think it says 30 segundo, 60 hora. Pues sí, no debe ser con ese. You shouldn't put an S here. 30 seconds video? No. 60 hours course? No. Okay, 30 segundo and 60 hora curso. That's how we say it in English. We don't pluralize adjectives. Remember, never pluralize an adjective. So, when should you use a hyphen? That little hyphen. You might think, okay, well es bien conocido. Son dos palabras separadas que se pueden emplear de forma separada. Pues sí. Entonces, when do you use a hyphen, the little dash, and when do you not use a hyphen? What's the difference here? He's a well-known person, and that person is well-known. She has very old-fashioned parents. Her parents are old-fashioned. London is a densely populated city. London is densely populated. It's a well-respected school. That school is well-respected. And he is a very absent-minded boy. That boy is very absent-minded. What's the difference? Well, as you can tell here, if it's a compound adjective, which means un adjetivo compuesto de dos partes o más, si viene antes del sustantivo, if it comes before the noun, which most adjectives do in English, then you have to use a hyphen. Okay? So, well-known person. But if you're describing, for example, my shoes are brown, right? Sometimes the adjective can be after the noun that they describe. Okay? Normally after a verb too, but yeah, that person is well known. So you can see here, well known, these adjectives here are now after the noun, right? So there's no hyphen. Here, old fashioned is before parents. It's functioning as an adjective before the noun, so it has a hyphen. And here it's after the noun, so there's no hyphen, okay? Just so you know, maybe you might be thinking, why does it say old fashioned with a hyphen here? And then but I've seen it in other contexts and it has no hyphen, okay? It depends on the position in the sentence, all right? Just so you know. I thought it was important to mention compound adjectives because you will see them very often. Okay, those are the two things I wanted to see in today's class. For now, let's have a look at a song. So, this is a song from 2004 by Susanna and the Magical Orchestra. The only reason I have this song here, because I don't really know the song, it's not very good, is because it has a couple of examples of things that you thought or you didn't think. Okay, so here they are. I'm telling you now. Didn't think you would trust me. Okay, he won't trust me. He won't trust me. Didn't think you would trust me. Right? Future seen from the past. Okay. Thought you would see what I see. He will see what I see. He will see what I see. Thought you would see what I see. Okay, so again, those are two things where she's looking at the future in the past. Okay. These days have been good for me too, but I can't stay. You know why. Didn't want this to end like this. And then we have this weird section here where it says, thought I might could convert. That's actually two modal verbs together with a normal verb. That's very bad grammar. Don't know what the point is. And again here, you will do find. Three verbs together, it's not good grammar. But yeah. These nights have been sad for me too. I don't pray, you know why. You're a believer, I am not. It's a very simplistic song. I mean, you can tell. I don't have to translate the lyrics for you. It's super simple. But the yellow examples there, you can see, didn't think I could ever love. I can't ever love. I can't ever love. I can't ever love. Didn't think I could. So here you have the future thoughts, right? So imagine she's thinking, he won't trust me. Didn't think you would trust me. He won't trust me. And he will see what I see. Thought you would see what I see, right? And again, I won't ever love, or I won't be able to love, right? Or I can't love. Okay, idioms. The 3 idioms today are the apple of my eye, not the sharpest tool in the box, and seize or take or grab the bull by the horns. Okay, the apple of my eye, la manzana de mi ojo, no tiene sentido en español. The thing I love the most. Okay, and normally we're talking about a person. If it's a person who you just think is perfect, like it's your perfect person, your princess. Okay, so my daughter is the apple of my eye. Okay, she's the best thing in the world for me. The sharpest tool in the box. Okay, la herramienta más afilada en la caja. O no ser la herramienta más... No ser listo. O sea, ser un tonto. If you say somebody is not the sharpest tool in the box, it means that person is not very smart. Okay? And the final one, take or grab the bull by the horns, means that when you have a problem, you just have to tackle it. You have to attack it. Like if it's a bull, un toro, you grab it by the horns, right? You grab it by the horns. You have to. If you just leave it, then it's going to make everything, it's going to destroy everything. So you have to go for it. You have to really attack the problem and grab the bull by the horns. So those are the 3 idioms for today. The apple of my eye, the sharpest tool in the box, and grab the bull by the horns. So that's everything for today's class. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I upload a new video every Monday and Thursday and you don't want to miss them. And of course, you can join the Facebook group where you can download all of my resources, including the presentation for today's class, for free. Thank you for learning English with me, and I will see you next class.